What's good? It's Graphics. Thank God for another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the fastest way possible to get the shotguns gold in Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, if you're watching this video to get your shotguns gold for the road to atomic, you're in luck because this is the fastest way possible to get these guns gold. Now, this method is really fast. You can probably get it done within a couple of hours. Now, what is this super fast method, you ask? Well, all you gotta do is come over to this tab, click over, and go to hardcore. Yes, hardcore makes these challenges much easier and faster than it would be if you were doing core. Now, speaking of core, if you only want to do core and you really despise hardcore, yeah, I understand hardcore can be annoying, trust me. But it's okay because these tips can be used for core, it just makes it easier in hardcore. But hey, with a little time doing these shotgun challenges, you might actually like the grind. And again, this is the fastest method. You will probably need to use hardcore for other weapons and challenges that may be really difficult to do in core, so you can probably get used to it anyway. But I will be putting out some best class setup videos for the shotgun so that it's optimized when you're playing core game modes. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that. Now for the first challenges, you have to get 300 eliminations. I recommend you utilize the combat pacing at least to assault. More enemies mean more kills. But if it gets kind of chaotic, you can always dial it back. Now this challenge is very passive, so I wouldn't even worry about the challenge. You're just going to need to upgrade your shotgun so you can unlock the other challenges that follow. Now I recommend you using any type of small map playlist like Das Haus or anything like that, or any type of map that has close quarters. Shotguns are built for close quarters, and also with the combination of the combat pacing, you might have a field day out there. Now moving on to the headshots, I recommend you use one of your optic sights because the magnification seems just right for me. But use what makes you feel comfortable. Generally speaking, all you have to do is aim higher, but don't aim too high, you're gonna miss. This is something that you can really do passively, so you don't even have to worry about it. But when you do find players that are not paying attention or AFK or anything of that sort, go ahead and get you a couple freebies. Now moving on to the multi-kills, this is another passive challenge, especially if you're utilizing the combat pacing. And or if you're on smaller maps. The only requirement for this challenge is to get double kills and up. This challenge usually comes naturally, but just make sure you have enough ammo so that you can get the double kills. Now I will also recommend that you use your intel kill streak. It lets you know where the enemies are near you. You can kind of wait for them to cluster so that you can flank them to get the double kill and multi-kill. Now moving on to the bloodthirsties, this challenge is not as bad either. If you use the previous tips that I gave you, you shouldn't have a problem with this one. However, I know a lot of people may get nervous when they're on a streak. Just stay in the building and don't get sniped. You can also utilize your intel kill streak to get more information. Just don't camp or they will probably come and nade you. Now for the bloodthirsty challenges, I will also recommend you have some perks and streaks. So getting kills for the challenges, you may want to use your intel and spy plane to provide you with the most information possible, along with using tracker in perk 2 to follow enemy footsteps. Now also use ghost in perk 1 to not show up on the minimap and take away information from the enemy team. Now for the perk 3, I recommend you use lightweight. It increases your movement speed so you can chain your kills together and avoid danger. Now for long shots, this may be a surprise to you, but this is a very easy challenge in hardcore. To make it easier, just add a sight and let it fly. The range for the shotgun is not that far, but it can get a little annoying when people are pre-aiming and not moving. So I recommend you choose a game mode that involves a lot of movement. My favorite is Domination. Players are generally going to go for the B flag, and this is like a meetup point where you can prepare to engage the enemy from a short distance. Now for the point blank kills, this challenge is not hard, but it is something that you have to actively go after. Not every close shot is going to be a point blank, so you're going to have to catch the enemy off guard. Like I said before, I recommend you playing a game mode that requires a lot of movement so that you can catch the enemy players off guard. Now a method for this is going to Domination, where you can know where the enemies are spawning based on the flag location. You can sneak up behind them or flank, or you can play kill confirm and bait enemies to pick up the tags. Then you can run right behind them and catch them off guard. Now for the last tip I have for this challenge is to use your tacticals to get closer. Now you can utilize your smoke to get closer to enemies. You can confuse the enemies to get closer to them so you can get those point blank kills. Also, you can throw them in open areas so that you can travel in between building to building. You can also use your stun to stun enemies so it's easier to get closer to them so that you can get your point blank kills. Now for the one-shot kills, this challenge is pretty self-explanatory. Most shots that you take in hardcore will be one shot unless you're in core, but this is another passive challenge. I'll probably focus on the last 3 challenges and this will be done in no time. Lastly, I'm going to put the last 3 challenges in the same category because these challenges are attachment specific. Now for the specialist camo, you have to get kills without taking damage. That means if you're trading shots with somebody and your screen turns red, it may not count. But don't worry, once you put on the attachments and apply the same tips and tricks I gave it to you earlier, you will do this pretty fast. The next one is mind games, and this is requiring you to ADS, which is aim down sight with these particular attachments. Now, if you're not done with any of the previous challenges, I'll just focus on doing those challenges while you have these attachments and just aim down sight. Lastly, for the deaf artist, this requires you to hip fire while using these attachments. Now, like I said before, most kills in hardcore will be one shot, but I can see this being a problem in a challenge in core. However, we're looking to get these camos as fast as possible, so just focus on getting the hip fires with these attachments while you're completing the other camos. Now, additional tip I have for this is that you can use other attachments while you're doing the attachment specific challenges, but check on your progress just to make sure it's not bugged or is not registering. And there you have it, the absolute fastest way to get gold for these shotguns. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment if you are on your road to Atomic. I officially started mines with the shotgun classes, but I'm also going to be putting out a lot of road to Atomic content and also some other shotgun content. If that sounds good, consider subscribing for more of that content. So stay tuned and thanks for watching.